Heading out now into the persimmon trees. I've got a few planted out here at the back of the orchard. There are a few up in the backyard that we're going to look at. A couple in the backyard, I guess, but I've got several out here at the back end of the orchard because I know deer will get as many of them as I will as things go on here. But finally got a crop on there this year. John Rik had a few last year. The tree's gotten slightly larger and drought damage. We're supposed to have the remnants of Hurricane Isaac coming through today, but our rain chances keep getting smaller and smaller. It did drizzle just a moment ago, but that's the way that typically goes. But let's get on after the patch. Here's the persimmon tree we bark grafted earlier in the year. You can see how much this has grown. That's a good foot taller than I am now. Certainly out of deer nipping height there. There's our grafts. They've done fantastic. Here's the rootstock. I couldn't have asked for this much growth. It was early golden. Wouldn't doubt that that tree's got persimmons on it next year. Certainly the year after that. And then just right here we've got the John Rik Persimmon. You might remember we had some persimmons on here last year. It was our first year. I think we had 4. So it's got some more this year. They're just starting to turn. It's been a horribly dry year, so I don't know if this is the full size, but it seems to be about the size we had on this tree last year. This tree seems to be prone to some sort of a scab or fungus that persimmons get. Not that that detracts from the fruit much, but there you can see the fruit beginning to turn color there. Persimmon will flower on this year's growth. This stem grew this season, and then it will put a flower on that, and that's where your persimmon comes from. So you could take from that next year's flowers don't come out until next year. So we'll get some persimmons off of John Rik this year. These ones down low are pretty good browsing height for the whitetails, but up here we might just be able to get some of these. It's about a 5-year-old tree now. It's been in the ground here about 5 years. This is a very infertile, dry hillside. Good place for persimmons, but they're not going to grow great out here just because of that. And here you see the Yates Persimmon. Doesn't seem to be affected as much by whatever fungus that is. The Yates has a larger persimmon on it, and you can see some of the branches are even hanging down from the weight, much like an apple branch would do, just drooping. It's because the persimmons are considerably larger than we had on John Rik. These are Stringent Persimmons. All of these that we have growing in the orchard are. You bite into one of these now and you don't want to talk like this for just a little while. But when they turn orange, they're typically ready at that time. When they get very soft, they're ready. Don't have to be frosted to be ready to eat. It's just typically about that time when they're ready. See, these are nice persimmons. They are practically blemish-free and very large. These are the size of a nice crab apple. Yates Persimmon was originally founded not far from my home, and the tree was found in Christney, Indiana, about 20 miles from here. I've since been to visit the tree Perhaps, we couldn't be positive, perhaps it could have been a grafted Yates right there at the spot, but in all likelihood it was the original Yates Persimmon. This persimmon is sold all around the country, and you can see why. I don't know of many persimmons that are going to do that. That's a large persimmon. Okay, we'll look at them again when they're ripe and see what we've got on the inside. And here's a native persimmon growing here at the edge of the woods. I never planted this persimmon. I planted most every tree you can see behind it, but the persimmon came up all on its own, and I left it, of course. You can see how it measures up to the quarter. So that's the difference between your grafted cultivars and a native. This is a Yates Persimmon in the backyard. It only has 3 persimmons on it that I've seen.